It's the show that's moving fast. It's called The Captain and the Real Deal Podcast with our brother Top Gun, our flight engineer. We're talking Vikings and Hawks, man, the tip of the spear, because we float past clowns with the greatest of ease. They just buckle down to their knees with the grip of a pit bull locked on the mic. We'll be tearing it up night after night. I'm Captain Luke, an operator. I could never be a faker, and I'm serving you lyrics better than a damn waiter. Rhyming on this microphone, and I just never am alone with Big Gold and Top Gun. You know we full grown. Can you hear my tone? I'm in the podcast zone, giving you a taste of my microphone. The homie by my side, he will make you glide. So Big Gold, slice and dice and bring this party inside. Cut it up, B Gold. We get the call with the ball and we're ready to maul. There's no competition, we will never fall. Ball could be in the air or for that 9 route. I shake and bake at the line of scrimmage and I'm out. And off to the house with 6 more for the squad, generating the speed of a NASCAR hot rod. On arrival, the 12s go mad. The opposition got the Emerald Nation is glad. So brace yourself for the show that's the most. While B Gold is spinning, I'm one of your hosts. We also got the real deal who makes his cameo with unfiltered thoughts that'll jam you, bro. And our technician, aka Top Gun, he'll test his skills for fun, and he's never on the run. I'm Captain Fook, unfadable, just like the real deal. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. That's a shout out to the homie George Clinton, the masters of the funk, yo. That's my opinion. So in 2022, and it's season 2, Captain Fook and the Real Deal are ready for you. If you're ready for us, there's no time to discuss. It's about that action, y'all. So get your butt on the bus, because the Captain and the Real Deal are ready to go. And if you are too, then let's start the show, because it's the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. What's it called? It's called the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. All right, then let's start the show.
Soldiers, 12s, and all you football fanatics. Welcome to another episode of the Captain and the Real Deal Podcast. On today's episode, them guys will bring you all the latest news and information for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings, with your hosts, Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
fans, hey Scolders, and the 12s. Welcome to the Week 4 recap episode of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold, along with my co-host, Captain Vuk, and the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike Top Gun Cruz. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Let's go. A lot to talk about.
We got another great episode in store for you today as we're going to recap the Week 4 matchups for our respective organizations and then preview the Week 5 matchups. As always, I suggest you fill up your solo cup, sit back, and get ready to keep on keeping on. Hey, Cap.
Lusso, talk to me, my brother.
You ready to roll?
You know I'm almost always ready to roll. And when I'm almost ready, I'm ready. Let's get this thing going. Welcome back.
All right. So, Cap, let's get right to it and start the day with the recap of our teams. What I will say is the opponents we had, both of us, had lots of key injuries, going into this week. And I'll say it later. I'm going to say it now. This was a trap game for both our organizations. When you have your star players out against the other team, there has to be some kind of letdown. That's how I see it. What say you, Cap?
I say, like I mentioned last week, it's going to be a blue-collar business meeting. And I'll talk about one of the participants on our side didn't really show up. But it was a heck of a business meeting. Very, very game battle. And I can't wait to jump in.
I get you. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with the Vikings recap. So, usually I like some kind of background,
Storytelling music.
Storytelling.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
All right, let's get to the first half. Vikings get the kickoff to start the game as the Saints deferred.
Yes, they did.
They did. Nice opening drive, mixing the run and the pass. And after an awful offensive pass interference penalty on JJ at the Saints 5-yard line, Cousins gets a screen to Madison, takes it to the house.
That was a great TD, by the way.
Yep.
Outstanding run by him.
From the 15-yard line, 7-zip Vikings. That is not my house moment of the week, which we will do later.
Can't wait.
Saints get back the ball. They start at the 25-yard line. They acted like the Vikings on the last week. 3-and-out. Saints are 3-and-out. Vikings get the ball back at their 21-yard line. They move it to the Saints' 39-yard line, but Cousins is sacked, and they are forced to punt. Ryan Wright, a.k.a. Mr. Wright, punts it to the Saints' 11-yard line. No return. This guy, rookie.
Where'd he come from? What
Tulane, the
that's
Blue
right,
Wave.
Green Wave. What am I thinking?
Green Wave.
Right.
He is
From the boot.
He's already in my Hall of Fame punter.
It's not hard to get there.
He's already passed Jordan Berry, who came from the Steelers last year. But you know what? When we talk about him later, this guy's going to be tough to unseat. All right, Saints get the ball back again. And what do? A second consecutive 3-and-out. This time there was a couple of penalties and a sack by Zadarius Smith, but another 3-and-out. So I complained about the shell coverage, and I think this had more to do with the Saints play calling than our actual defensive coordinator, who I will totally hammer later.
It's coming. It's coming.
I'll totally hammer him later.
Real deal will be out. Real deal alert.
Vikings get the punt, and Jalen Reagor, who we picked up from the Eagles lately, returns it to the Vikings 45-yard line. About a 30, 35-yard return. He got to the outside, did a good job. On the play, Vikings first-round pick hasn't gotten into the starting lineup. Safety Lewis Sign was injured on the play.
Yeah.
It ended up being a serious injury, Cap.
Yeah, yep. A lot of guys went down on their knees and were dropping some prayers for him.
Yeah, they put the air cast on him. He had to stay in London. He had 2 surgeries within 8 hours, and I think he's back to the Minneapolis
hospitals
facility. Right now, but. He's done for the year.
Okay.
He's done for the year.
Before you go, because you just mentioned that your game was in London, I have to say that both you and the Saints represented the NFL to the fullest.
Yeah, it was great, right?
It was awesome.
It was great.
It was a really good one.
So, Vikings got the ball. Cousins backs up. What does he do? He throws a pick. The cornerback came down on the short route, and Cousins tried to go over the top, but he didn't see the safety who came in and picked it off. The Saints take over on their 40-yard line, end of the first quarter. Get to the second quarter, Saints get the first down of the game. So they didn't get any first downs in the first quarter. They drive down the field, 12 plays, 60 yards, and score on a 4-yard pass from Dalton to Olave, who Olave is a good rookie wide receiver. 7-7. Vikings get the kickoff. No return. Start at the 25-yard line. They get to the 50, but Cousins gets sacked. The O-line wasn't great today. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. And the Vikings have to punt. Ryan Wright, a.k.a. Mr. Wright.
Your new favorite best friend.
He punts it to the Saints 6-yard line. No return. This guy's money.
It's all about field position too, so you need that tool.
You know, I growing up when I was a youngster, Mr. Rogers was the staple. Now Mr. Wright is the staple, right? Am I right?
I remember Mr. Rogers.
Right. So the Saints get the ball back after the punt on the 6-yard line. And for the third time in the game, 3 and out.
Defense is on it.
The defense is on it, but
You need more.
Yeah.
You need more.
Yeah, exactly.
You need something to give.
Donatel will come to me after I kill him later and say, hey, dude, I got you 3 and outs in a row. What more do you need? I need more. I need more.
I hear you.
All right. Vikings take over on their 44-yard line. Crucial drop on 3rd and 1 by tight end Johnny Munt at the 11-yard line. Saints 11-yard line. He could have got at least to the 3, maybe scored. Anyway, we settle for a Greg Joseph 28-yard field goal, 10-7 Vikings. Saints get the ball back. No return, start at the 25-yard line. Vikings sack Dalton and recover the fumble, and they take over on the Saints 20-yard line.
The red rifle.
Yeah, the red rifle. Time to put the game in the rear headlights, right?
Not so fast.
Not so fast. They got to settle for a 36-yard field goal, and that closes out the half 13-7. This is twice we settled for field goals. It could have been 21-7. Second half, Saints, they deferred in the first half. They get the ball, and they return the kickoff to the 20-yard line. They're forced to punt after getting to the 40-yard line. So no 3 and out. They did gain 20 yards. Vikings get the ball. The Saints did a pretty good punt. Vikings started their 13-yard line. And you know what? They figured the Saints were doing too much of this, so they went 3 and out. They punt.
That's awesome.
But Mr. Wright puts a dynamic spin on the ball, and there's a fumble.
Let's go. Talk about it.
And the Vikings get it, and they take over on the Saints' 44-yard line. Okay, we've already stalled on 2 consecutive drives where we could have been up 21-7. First play, it's a big play to JJ Dynamite Jefferson. 40 yards down to the 4-yard line.
That was a sweet effort play.
Sweet effort. Next play, we're poised to get in the end zone. Poised. We're finally not going to settle for a field goal. Delay a game. And what happens? The Saints D holds. Another field goal, 24 yards, 16-7. That's 3. It should have been 28-7.
They have a good defense. They have a good defense too.
No, we shot ourselves in the foot.
Yes, you did.
You know what? Give me 1 out of the 3.
I know.
Right?
Something.
It's a difference changer.
Right.
You know, the 3 points keeps the other team. It keeps them. They're mentally in the game when you keep doing
defensive.
that. It keeps saying we got a shot. All right. Saints start at the 22-yard line. Saints make a 4th and 4. What is this with these teams going up 4th down against the Vikings? I mean, Donatel, they must know something. Anyway, they make a 4th and 4 at the Vikings 42-yard line, and they finish off the drive with a 1-yard TD run by former Viking Latavius Murray. It's now 16-14.
He had a heck of a day.
He did, and he came off the practice squad. How he's on their practice squad?
Him and Cordarrelle Patterson, like, why are y'all letting these guys go? Coaches got to figure that out.
Well, Latavius has been in and out of the league for the past couple of years. Cordarrelle, he was a rookie when we had him. The Patriots cut him. There's a lot of Raiders cut him. There's a lot of other teams that cut him.
Why?
We had him when he was young, and he set a lot of kickoff returns records for us. But he had to put on more muscle and weight to become a running back. He couldn't have done that back when we drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
Next kickoff, Vikings get a nice return from Kenny Nwangu, plus an unnecessary roughing penalty, and we start at our own 45-yard line. We are holding on to a 16-14 lead.
And poised
to get in at least for another field goal. And what do? 3 and out. We're trying to catch up to the Saints. So I think it's 3-2 now. Saints winning on 3 and outs, and we punt. No, wait. It's a fake punt. It's a fake punt. And Mr. Wright, our punter, former high school quarterback, he makes the throw. 13-yard pass to the rookie Jalen Nair, his first catch as a NFL player, and we get the first down.
Mr. Wright sounds like a superhero.
Mr. Wright, he's a mighty hero.
There you go.
He's not a superhero. He's a mighty hero.
Man, you're done. Bring Regold your playbook. You're out.
So now we're at the 36-yard line. The last 3 drives when we should have had touchdowns, we set up for field goals. This is the time. We're gonna put it away. We're gonna get some distance between them. 2 penalties in a row. 2 penalties in a row. Intentional grounding and a false start.
Pain.
We got to set up for another field goal from Greg Joseph, but it is 46 yards, and he makes it.
Greg the leg.
19-14, end of the third quarter. As you can see, if you're hearing my emotion, this is what watching a Viking football game is all about. I live it. I've lived it. I'll continue to live it, but I love it.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, Saints, no return, started at the 25-yard line. And what do? They march down the field and take the lead. They take the lead on Taysom Hill, 3-yard run. This guy, Taysom Hill, he's not a tight end. He's not a quarterback. He has no position. He's not a running back.
He's a weapon.
Yeah, he's a weapon when everybody else, they go for 2 and they get it.
Yep.
Now they're up 22-19. I'm at my wit's end. I'm sitting on the couch. Wilson's sleeping on my foot. I don't want to move his head off my foot. I really don't. But I need the space. But I don't do it. I let him stay there. Vikings started at the 25-yard line. No return. A big drop by Justin Jefferson on the sideline. Right in his hands. Lots of drop passes.
I saw that.
Lots of drop passes today. We do get a big pass interference penalty, and the Vikings get the ball at the 3-yard line. I mean, you could argue all day about the pass interference. He definitely hooked his arm, held his arm. I think it was Thielen, and then Thielen went up and sideswiped the guy's helmet, but it started with the guy trying to bang down his arm. Those are all...
The ref missed the first part, but saw the second part?
No, he actually called the first part of them holding Thielen's arm before Thielen hit the guy in the helmet.
Okay.
Anyway, we get the ball down at their 3-yard line, and what happens next? A JJ jet sweep for the TD, and we get back in the lead. It's 25-22, and Greg the Leg Joseph going to give us a 4-point advantage.
He sure is.
The need to touchdown.
Let's go.
Going to get us to 26-22. And what does he do? He misses the extra point. He misses the extra point.
Yeah, yes he did.
You gotta be kidding me. I'm dying on the couch. I'm dying. I can't sit down. I can't stand up. I don't know what to do. Wilson has evacuated the room.
He took off.
He ran out. Saints get the ball back. And they start at the 25-yard line. No return. 4th and 9. And they decide to try a 60-yard field goal attempt.
I was watching.
It's good! Second longest kick in Saints history. Unbelievable. 25-25 because Joseph missed the extra point. All right. You can kill Cousins, and they do, throughout his career. And he is struggling adjusting to this new offense because his completion percentage is not nearly what it has been over his career. But he gets a long pass to Dynamite, and we get to the Saints' 27-yard line. What do we do there?
Tell him.
We get 2 conservative runs to close the game out because they figure a field goal is going to win it. But it's a 47-yard field goal from Greg the Leg.
Pause. Do you like that conservatism right there?
No!
I know you don't.
No!
So let it out. Let it out.
No. Stop.
Gosh.
Stop. You can't depend on a kicker who just missed an extra point.
Right.
Run.
Exactly.
But if you're going to run something, don't run up the middle.
Right.
Try something. A screen, a jet sweep, a slant.
Something. Direction.
You know what?
Something.
Have Jefferson run somewhere with 3 guys home. And by the way, I haven't called KJ Osborne's name all day. Get him the ball. He just won you the game last week. Joseph, he does come through. He kicks a 47-yard field goal with 24 seconds left, and we're up 28-25. And as a longtime Viking fan, 24 seconds is just too long of a period to guarantee a victory. Saints get the kickoff. I was expecting a squib kick. No squib kick. We kick it out of the end zone. You could have ran off like 6 seconds. They don't do that.
I saw it. I was watching.
All right. Saints get the ball. There's a long pass to this really good rookie, Chris Olave. He catches it.
And your heart rate is up.
Right. And Harrison Smith gets injured on the play. So the Vikings are forced to use a timeout, which stops the clock. The Saints had no timeouts left. I'm not sure they could have got to the line and kicked a field goal.
And did you see Olave? He could barely stand.
He could barely stand either, but he got up.
He was second.
He was right. He was second. But because Smith didn't, we were forced to use a timeout.
Yep,
so now the Saints line up for a 61-yard field goal. The dude had just made a 60-yard field goal. I'm not feeling too good sitting in my seat right now. The kick is up. It looks like it has the distance. It looks like it's down the center. But wait, it hooks a little left. It hits the upright on the inside of the upright, which would have made it good. Then it hits the crossbar. And it bounces out.
I know. I saw it.
The Vikings hold on to win 28-25. More years off of my life after this one. The double doink. I am exhausted. I tell my wife, I gotta go to bed. It's 12:30. It's 12:30. I watched the game at 9:30. It's 12:30. I've spent all my energy for the day.
Out of fuel.
I'm done.
Spent.
So I got some final thoughts, and then we're gonna get to this Seahawks recap. I'm sorry, I'm so exhausted. if you could sit on my lap,
this is your workout.
You could sit in it's the pain. Exactly. I'm burning calories. I'm burning calories while I'm doing it. All right, Saints. No Winston, no Thomas, no Kamara. It felt like a trap game, and it almost was. The Vikings now stand at 3-1, and Cousins hasn't even gotten hot yet. Receivers are also dropping a lot of passes. Would love to see this team clicking on all cylinders. I'm hoping that's coming. So let's get to the game balls, and then Seahawks recap follows that. Game balls really quick. Justin Jefferson, 10 catches, 147 yards, along with a 3-yard TD rush. Thank you. Defensive end DJ Wonnum, 4 tackles on the day with 1 for a loss, but was consistently disrupting plays in the backfield and protected the edge all day.
Yeah, he was a problem.
And finally, Ryan Wright, 3 punts on the day, 2 inside the 15-yard line, and his other punt was fumbled and recovered by the Vikings. Pretty good day for him. However, his biggest play of the day was a fake punt, as we talked about earlier, the pass for 13 yards and a first down that resulted in a field goal, which should have been a touchdown. Yes, we needed like the little bump there, but thank you. That's the Vikings recap. Cat, I know you were tuned into as I was for the Seahawks game. I'm not really looking for anything. I've exhausted enough myself. If you want to give us a quick blurb on what you saw, and then have at it, dude.
I saw frustration. It was similar to being a Seahawk fan. It's like you're right in there, and you don't do enough to secure the bag until the very last second with a bunch of different X factors popping in and out of there. Your kicker's new nickname is Mighty Ryan Wright.
Mighty Ryan Wright. There you go.
That's the dude's new nickname. And if he can add extra spells on his ball to make a fumble when you need a turnover, you got to give him his props.
All right.
It was a good game, though. Heck of an entertaining game. And again, great ambassadors.
Somehow we're at 3-1, though it feels like 1-3.
Take it.
Yes.
Take it. We definitely are taking ours, and you'll hear that when we rock and roll.
All right, rock and roll. Let's go, dude.
All right, so I am on the bridge, ready to go. The whole world was against us. We were big-time underdogs in this game, and guess what? Who cares?
What was the spread?
I don't know about a spread.
It wasn't a big-time underdog.
I know you predicted us to have 52 points scored on us, and you were close.
Yeah, I was close.
You were close. So October 2nd, 2022 is a day that will live forever in Seahawk lore. If you take October, that's the 10th month of the year, second day, we're rocking with another 12, baby. So let's go.
So we're adding 10 and 2. Is that what we're doing?
I got to try to get a 12 every chance I can. So first quarter.
By the way, no, wait.
What you got?
Let's just stop that, because I actually have a fun fact That's not really it's kind of a fun fact. So you always talk about the 12s.
I do.
So let me just interject here. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. There's no apology necessary.
The Seattle Seahawks, they actually have to lease the phrase 12th man from Texas A&M, who owns the rights. But the Seahawks own the rights to the 12 and the 12s after settling in 2006.
It was a court battle.
Seahawks pay $28,000 per year to use it, but they can't use it on social media merchandise. Anyway, when you said the 12s, I've been meaning to get that in there. So.
Texas A&M, I know about that battle.
Oh, yeah, you've never talked about it.
There's no need to.
That's why I'm here.
It was settled in court. It was a gag order. We don't need to speak on it.
That's a not so fun fact, dude.
It's okay. I mean, yeah, that was interesting. But you know what? The courts sided with Texas A&M, but we have a piece of it, so we're good.
All right, get to your victory.
We're good.
Let's go. Rock and roll.
So Detroit wins the toss. They defer to the second half, thinking, okay, let's put our defense out there. We're like, cool, let's see that defense. They kick it out of the end zone. It's a 35-yard touchback. So we're starting at the 35-yard line, so no problem.
Oh, they must have went out of bounds.
They kicked it out. They did do that later, but they kicked this one out of the back of the end zone, so no penalty.
So that's 25-yard line start line.
Wherever they were at. Okay. 25. Yeah, 25. No. Yeah, 25. You get me twisted here. Because they did kick it out of bounds earlier.
You're still worried about the lawsuit.
So 1st and 10, Geno comes out, throws a nice dime to Disley.
By the way, did I tell you that I picked up Geno Smith in fantasy football?
You talked to me about that.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah. How's he doing?
I should have started him. I should have started him.
Exactly.
Because I saw the matchup. I'm going, but do I say Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers finally going to get a breakthrough?
Yeah, you better put Geno in there.
Yeah, I should have put Geno in there.
So 1st and 10, Geno comes out, looks over the defense, hits Will Disley, my guy, for 9 yards.
Tight ends were busy all day.
Yes, they were. Very productive. 2nd and 1, Penny picks up the first down, a couple yards, off to a decent start. 1st and 10 again, he dropped the rock to Tyler Lockett for a little 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3, there's nowhere, we get no gain. 3rd and 3, what do? Flip the ball to Penny, picks up 5. Things are tight, but we're making some progress, and I'm liking it. 3rd and 2, next play, from the 44-yard line, delay a game. Didn't like that. 3rd and 7 from the 49, Geno scrambles left after a little bit of a breakdown, picks up 17 yards. Fresh set of downs, baby, so let's go. 1st and 10, we run it to the left. No gain again. Their D's penetrating. Our O hasn't established control yet. 2nd and 10, the rookie, Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall draft pick, number 1 round pick for the Detroit Lions. Offsides. He's trying to get antsy. He wants to make a statement. He doesn't know what he's dealing with yet.
2 rookie tackles.
2nd and 5. Exactly. We're going to talk about those 2 men too. 2nd and 5, we run a little misdirection to Kobe Parkinson. Next thing you know, we got another 1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line. So we've walked down the field on these folks.
How good is Detroit's defense?
Let's talk about it.
What have they done the first 3 weeks?
They got torched by the Seahawks in week 4. And we're working our way to that. So Geno throws to Disley next play on a 17-yard touchdown. Nice and smooth, beautiful ball by Geno. This was just a thing to come, we think. So defense, we get a 3 and out on defense with the next series. We're up 7-0. Punt. We forced a punt. 3rd down. We didn't know if they were going to really punt or not, but they actually punted.
Yeah, they never punt.
Well, they punted this time, and Tyler fumbled it. And we get the ball back. We don't panic. Geno.
So you stopped them after they.
Yeah, we stopped them. You know, they got a TD out of it. I didn't want to speak on it. You forced me to say it.
Right.
Yeah. No,
at this point, I was still thinking 7-0.
No, it's 7-0, but then they get a TD on the very next play to Hawkinson, who was a problem for us all day.
He scored 39 points in fantasy.
Yeah, he went nuts. So it's a 32-yard or 2.
He wants to play the Seahawks every week.
Well, he might. I can understand that until our defense shows up. But we'll talk about our D later. So Goff throws
you
to
know
Hawkinson.
what? You know what? We might have back-to-back segments about killing our D later, so that's great.
Yeah, our D. We're going to definitely speak on them later.
Right,
but Goff throws a 32-yard strike to Hawkinson, and it's up 7-6. They come in for the PAT. They miss. I like that. You like that? So Geno gets the ball back on offense. No panic at all. He gets back in the Hawkmobile, B-Gold. He starts the engine up, and he drives us right back down the field in what looked like a well-oiled machine. I mean, he had this offense on his freaking chest. No hesitation. So we get down to the goal line. It's 2nd down and 8. We're already in the red zone again. Geno drops back, and it's like turning on the lights. And I'm not kidding, in a room full of nighttime insects. The whole defense scattered. And so what does he do? Like the sea parting? He just slides right through the middle. And
that's when I knew I should have played him in fantasy this week.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After I saw the run and that, I was like, he threw a touchdown pass, he ran. He's already at 15, 17 points, and we're still early in the game.
It was still the first quarter.
And I'm going, I played Aaron Rodgers.
How'd he do for you?
He got me 18.
Did he get something?
I think. He got 18. He didn't get me 34.
So we cap a 75-yard drive. We get the ball on defense, or they get the ball. We're back on defense. We get them into a 4th down situation, and we're playing Detroit. They're in punt formation. What do?
We fake it.
They run a fake punt. They throw a pass to the left over Xavier Crawford, who's the same guy that bumped into Tyler the week before and caused that fumble on special teams. This is special teams. We got to keep an eye on Xavier Crawford. He was trying to play some pass D, but they threw a good ball to him. Another punter throwing a pass. So they
wasn't nearly as good as what did you say, Mighty Ryan, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So the bizarre thing was, though, Pete Carroll challenged the catch, and I'm thinking, what did Pete see that I didn't? He didn't see anything. Yeah. It was a complete waste. It was a waste.
I saw.
Yeah. So we lost the timeout, and fortunately, it didn't come back to hurt us, but it could have. So we moved to second quarter. It's 14-6 Hawks. First play in the second quarter, a huge run off the left end by Reynolds for the Lions.
Josh Reynolds.
Again, no edge control.
He's a wide receiver. He came on a sweep or something.
Yeah, it was a jet sweep, I believe. But he just took off 29 yards. The sideline had to help the guy get out of bounds. So 2nd and 15, our defense kind of stood up a little bit. We got stout in the middle, and our backers cleaned it up, which is what you want. 2nd and 14. Had a great pressure package, and Cody Barton, number 57, came in off a gap. Came in hot. Nwosu almost got a tip drill, but it hit him in his hands, and he's a linebacker, so sometimes linebackers.
He had a tougher game this week.
Had trouble. He did some pressure, but he could have had a tougher game right there, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, the first couple weeks he was money. He had a tough game this week.
Yep. So 3rd and 14, there was an overthrow, and then they almost threw a flag on Kobe Bryant, but they fortunately picked the flag back up. I was very proud of the refs for having that type of courage.
Was it traveling?
No, it was all good. But he just stumbled into the guy with his head turned around, and it looked like he might have pushed him, but he just stumbled on his own feet, and then he got his head around like a lot of DBs don't do.
Yes, that's all you got to do.
Yeah,
and they won't flag you if you get your head around, act like you're involved in the play. No, it's true.
Yeah,
you got to act like you got to be looking for the ball.
You got to turn your head around.
You got to turn your head around.
Give yourself a chance. Yep. So it's 4th and 15, 49 yards away. What do? They kick the field goal and they actually make it. So it's 14-9. So 13 minutes and 7 seconds left. There's a kick out of bounds after they score. So this is when they do eat the penalty. It's a 15-yarder.
Yep, get it at the 35-yard line.
We get it at 40. Yep, we got a 1st and 10 on the 40. They get a little dose of Kenneth Walker III, our rookie from Michigan State. He moves the sticks. We get our 1st and 10. We go back up. We have a holding penalty. 1st and 20, which is familiar territory for us, unfortunately, sometimes. We had tried a screen, and a blitz runs right into the screen and just rocked us. So now we're at 2nd and 25.
Was it a Bam Bam moment?
No, not at all. Not even close. So we get to 3rd and 12, and we get DK. He misses the ball. He has a ball thrown to him. It's perfect ball. And wait a minute. He misses the perfect thrown ball, but screws up a really great play call is what I wanted to note. So Shane Waldron, our offensive coordinator, again, was really dialed in. And he had to be, because the defense was nowhere to be found after the first 2 drives, which were both 3 and outs. The defense just took off and didn't show back up, which was sad. So we moved to 4th down and 12, 9 minutes and 8 seconds left in the second quarter. We get a 56-yard attempt by Jason Myers right down the middle. We needed it, 17-9.
Actually, with Halloween coming up, isn't he like Jason? Isn't it Halloween guy Jason Myers?
he could be. I hope he doesn't act like that.
Mike Cruz.
He won't be around.
Who's the Halloween guy? Is it Mike Myers or is it Jay? Oh, it's Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. There you go. Good.
We're getting Halloween, so I heard Myers. So
we got a little Halloween flavor coming for the people today.
We do.
So something crazy happened at 6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second quarter. It was Bam worthy. So I think I need to go there now.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant gets a knockout blow on as Jared Goff threw a strike to number 11, Raymond. I forget his first name. But as he made the catch, the spirit of Cam Chancellor was summoned to the field right when we needed him. And he punches the ball out and hit Raymond so hard, it knocked the rock out. So Kobe Bryant got himself his first bam moment of the game. And you know what we say when the rock hits the turf? We don't say fumble. We say ball out. And when that ball comes out, everybody's head turns, and the Hawks recovered it, and we needed it. So we get a 1st and 10, and then DK Metcalf awakens. And this is before he has to go to the bathroom on an emergency bathroom trip.
Yeah, he's not going to live that one down. I didn't put that in my notes, but
oh gosh,
he ain't gonna live that
I love
one
it. Hey, everybody's a human being, man. So you got to, everybody's got to do what they got to do when they
the
have to do it.
second time I've seen it. This is one of the first in football.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's up to you if you want to research it.
Hey,
I don't recommend it. Don't worry about it.
You should talk to the NASCAR guys. Don't they wear like diapers or something?
I don't know what they do.
They do. They do.
But it was Geno hits DK. Next thing you know, the Hawks we're just rolling. We get another touchdown. We're up 24-9 with a Geno to Fant, our tight end.
Games
that we picked up from
locked out.
Denver.
You guys got it. 24-9. You're up. There's no chance for anybody to come back.
That's not at all true. So there's so many scores and things to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time with it, to be honest with you, because this is a rarity. This was a record-setting game, and we'll talk about that when we hit up a few fun facts. So 2nd and 23, and we're still are we still in the second quarter?
Yep.
Good Lord. We pick it up with we're on their own 10-yard line, 28, ridiculous. No. Let me go down to the second half where we get a touchback, and I can't give you that either because that's coming up later. Let me just do this.
Final score?
I'm gonna give you the final score because it was Hawkinson was out of control. Their tight end.
Yeah.
Rashad Penny. I'm gonna drop some stat lines for him, for Geno Smith,
yep,
and for DK, just so people understand what kind of day it was and how come it was a record-setting day. I'll start with the score. The final score was 48-45.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous. Over 1,000 yards of offense.
1,100
between the two teams. Yep. Game leaders, our quarterback, Geno Smith, the one that some people like to hate on because of what happened in the past. Don't judge that man on his past, especially when he's learned from it.
But it's 12 years of the past.
It's all good. He's a Seahawk now.
You telling me the light finally came on?
When he gets into the Seahawk Emerald Nation, the Green Lantern came on and he's being blessed.
He played there last year.
He was 23 for 30, 320 yards and 2 TDs, no picks, didn't get sacked once. So shout out to the O-line and our 2 rookie offensive linemen, Charles Cross and my man Abe Lucas.
Good job.
Balling out, kept him clean. How did Goff do? 26 for 39, 378 yards, 4 TDs, 1 pick. Can't wait to talk about that pick in a little bit. Rashad Penny, running back, baller, 17 carries, 151 on him, 2 touches. And then Mr. Williams, 19 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns for Detroit. DK went monster. He had 7 receptions, 149 yards. He did not get into the house, but he didn't need to. He had his impact, and he absolutely owned the corners that were trying to stick him. And then, of course, I got to give T.J. Hawkinson some love because he had 8 receptions, 179 yards.
So that's a tip of the cap from the cap for T.J. Hawkinson.
No, the tip of the cap today is absolutely special.
It's not Hawkins. He doesn't get one as well?
Negative.
He scored the most fantasy football points of anybody in the league.
What I'm about to drop on this podcast is beyond
Did he
epic.
Score 39 points for a fantasy squad?
I don't know what he scored. But
he scored 39 points. Nobody beat
today.
How can you not get a tip of the cap?
I'm gonna show you
when he got 39 points.
I'm going to show you exactly. He would have
led any squad in fantasy football to victory by himself.
No, Geno's stats break his stats up.
Geno had 34. Hawkinson had 39.
It ain't about fantasy football. It's about getting them W's. How did Hawkinson do on Sunday? Well, how did his team do?
That's a different story.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is. It is. The team got the victory. He don't play quarterback.
They took the L. He did a good job for the fantasy component, but
he did.
They took the L. And you'll understand why he can't get my tip of the cap
because he's not a Seahawk. I already know why.
It'll be a pleasant surprise. It'll be a pleasant surprise for you. It'll be a pleasant surprise. Trust me. I think you'll respect this. We'll see though.
All right.
So that's my recap. It was a heck of a game. No defense. Our defense is still being looked for. There's an all points bulletin out for them in Seattle.
Is there another road trip involved?
We got to go to another road trip this coming weekend.
No, for you, get in the car, battle through the lights, and
only if the defense doesn't get this together. They got to make some tackles, man. Good grief.
I don't much to say about the Seahawks recap other than last week with a shock in the cap eye when I said that the Detroit Lions could put up 52 points. We almost had to stop the podcast because the glare and the just sheer, like, what are you saying? We almost had to stop the podcast. And you know what? I was 1 5-yard stop away from the Lions getting back the ball and actually having a chance to score 52 points. So they had a realistic chance. I'm just goofing with you. But I mean, funny, though. It's funny because when I made that thing, it was really just to get your attention.
Yeah.
And then they were within one, and they almost got the onside kick. That ball was bouncing around and went between 3 different people.
Yep,
and
Nick
then
Ballore didn't secure it, and DJ Dallas came through for us.
Right, and then they got him to a 3rd and 5, and then they tried to jam the line, and Penny got through. But I mean, I was pretty close. If they got the ball, they were going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I predicted 24-21, and if you double it, it's almost that exact score, almost.
Yeah, well, if I doubled my muscle size, I'd be as big as you. But it's just that doesn't happen in this society.
That's funny.
All right. Let's.
Where are we going now?
We usually do open items from the previous episodes, but we don't have any this week.
We got one.
We do.
I mentioned Weapon X last.
Oh, then you got
week.
it. What is it?
And for those that don't know, that's a young man named Brian Dawkins, who was a amazing safety for the Philly. Top Gun knows what I'm talking about.
He was a great player.
He was amazing. I loved watching him. And he's a Hall of Famer, too. He got a gold jacket, and he sure deserved it. So, Weapon X, great nickname.
Let's get to the new segment by the numbers. Number 5. This is probably going to be pretty quick for probably at least me. I mean, I don't know about you, but Vikings that have worn the number 5. Let's go through it. Mike Wood, don't know him. Larry Miller, don't know him. Greg Davis, don't know him. Kyle Richardson, don't know him. Chris Kluwe, punter.
Kyle Richardson, what year?
2002.
He was with us from
cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee with us.
Maybe.
But I mean, didn't do no impact for us. Chris Kluwe holds a lot of the Vikings punter records, left the team in some kind of scandal that I don't know much about, but Ryan Wright's already beaten him.
When you got scandal attached to your name.
yeah, you're not making it. Donovan McNabb, 2011, no. Teddy Bridgewater, a late first round draft choice. Yeah, he gets into the final group. Dan Bailey, Cowboys kicker, played for 3 seasons. He's out. Ty Smith, safety, he's out. Jalen Reagor, he's out. So throughout the history of the Minnesota Vikings, 10 players have worn the number 5 in their jersey. 8 of those 10 players only wore it for 1 season. Chris Kluwe is an undrafted free agent. He does, like I said, he holds most of the punting records in team history, but that won't last long. Also, we're in number 5. Like I talked about, the guy is Teddy Bridgewater, drafted with the last pick of the first round. He suffered a devastating knee injury. He's bounced around the league since then. He currently plays for the Dolphins. Yep. He started this week in place of injured Tua Tagovailoa. So Bridgewater is a game manager at this point in his career. He's going to be serviceable. He's going to be around for a while. He's going to make some plays. He's a game manager.
I'm just glad he's back in the league, to be honest with you.
So, yeah, exactly. So when it comes to the best number 5, there's plenty of opportunity moving forward, but I'm going to give it to Teddy Bridgewater. So what do you got for number 5?
I'm going to be even faster. I have 8 people that had the number. Travis Brown, Jimmy Colquitt, Rick Ingles, Charlie Fry, Kyle Richardson, Ruben Rodriguez, and Alex Waits.
Ouch.
Out. All of them are out. There's only one guy that's going to stay in, and he's still playing with us right now, Jason Myers.
Jason Myers, kicker. Yeah. He's been there a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
The rest of them I have no clue.
Jason Halloween Myers.
That's it. It is October, so
yeah. Halloween Myers.
It's about to go down.
All right, so this segues us into the fun fact for the week. So, fun fact number 1.
I know you're gonna dig this.
This is the first time in his history, that Kirk Cousins has a winning record after the first 4 games.
Hats off to Kurt.
Where's the skull horn?
Captain check down.
All right. I have one more fun fact. You have any fun facts?
I do have some fun facts.
So let me do fun fact number 2.
I know you're gonna dig this.
First time in his career, including college, that kicker Greg Joseph kicked 5 field goals in the game.
Greg the Leg.
What do you got for fun? I got a not so fun fact, but let's get to your fun fact.
Is the not so fun fact Seahawks related?
No.
Okay, I have to ask you that every time you mention it. So
what, for protection purposes?
So check this out. This is our game. The 48 Seahawks got 48 points to Detroit's 45. It's the first time in NFL history that score
That's true.
took place in the NFL.
Yep.
Another fun fact for the Seahawks, our punter, Michael Dixon, didn't punt the whole game. That's the first time we've ever went through a whole game and never had to punt. Hats off to Gino. Hats off to Gino.
All right.
Just don't know where the defense was at, though. Don't go over how many yards we came
I checked the backyard and the basement early, but I couldn't find them.
Yeah, our defense is still missing. I got to call.
They were not at the 479.
They definitely didn't make it here. I wish they would have.
All right. So there's a not so fun fact.
I know you gonna dig this.
The Vikings led the NFL in 2021 with 58 3-and-outs.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. It was an issue for many reasons, but especially because of the crippled defense. Thank you, Guru Zimmer. You're out!
Zimmer.
The Vikings are currently 8th in the NFL this year in 3-and-outs on 28% of their drives. That number comes out to 9 so far out of 33 drives. And at that rate, they'd have 51 this year, which is slightly better than 58. But this can't continue.
You got to fix it. How?
You got to fix it.
How, though?
Well, it's a new regime. Kirk Cousins is not getting the reception rate that he's had in the past.
How many years has Kirk been in the league? Because it seems like he's getting a little long in the tooth. Is that true?
No, not on the quarterback. And what's Brady, like 60? I mean,
77.
Yeah. And by the way, well, we won't talk about that.
All right.
He's having some home life troubles.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
We'll leave it at yeah, it was in the New York Post today.
Okay, I wish him the best for sure.
Well, it just means he has to move on to a new partner. It was like,
well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not judging.
No. We don't want to get involved.
That's some stress there.
Anyway, so the Vikings got to improve on that. So, any not so fun fact for you?
Not so fun fact.
Yeah.
How many yards our defense gave up? Was it 555?
Yeah. All right. How about both defenses? But I'll get to mine later. Yes.
Ours was
not so
really
fun fact.
Not good.
Our defenses are not good
Right now. They're
I
not.
know you gonna
They're
dig
not getting it
this.
together.
All right.
You should get one that says, "I know you're gonna hate this."
Let's get to the ridiculous article of the week, and this was a late addition to my segment.
Let's see what you got.
This came from the Spun, and it was about last night's Monday Night Football game. So, by the way, I was going to put this in later.
I lost that game too.
I kind of like the way, and I didn't realize this until like last week. I don't got to listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman anymore because they got the two Manning brothers. And by the way,
Oh, they're funny.
they are funny.
Yeah, they are
Peyton
funny.
is great. Eli, get a personality, dude.
Yeah, I love when Eli's face is fixated in a spot.
Yeah, and
he doesn't seem like he knows it.
doesn't even know.
His mouth is open.
Eli,
He's looking so intent to the
Yeah,
play.
exactly. Get on Amazon. They sell personalities on there. Go
Yeah,
buy one.
Peyton is so funny.
Peyton is funny as heck. But you know what? By the way, the Manning brothers, and they have guests and everything else.
Yeah. Did you see Tracy Morgan on there?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
yeah,
And
that's
I will
so
never,
hard.
ever have to watch Monday Night Football game again. I'm gonna put
funny.
likes. We're putting comments on Manning's. We have to keep that on there. But anyway, the Spun, they had an article today that said NFL fans loved the Monday Night Football because of the Buck and the Troy Aikman call on the Deebo Samuel touchdown. Nobody cares. It was horrible. Buck couldn't call me going to the refrigerator to get a sandwich. He's awful.
I didn't hear the call.
If he didn't have his
special? What was so special about the call?
You know what? I don't know because I was watching the Mannings.
Yeah,
but Buck does nothing good. If it wasn't for his father, he wouldn't have a job. He'd be a janitor. There's nothing wrong with janitors, but he wouldn't be making millions of dollars. He's no good.
Who was his dad? Because I was rewatching the Hawk game.
Joe Buck.
And what's his name?
I don't know. Joe Buck. It's Junior.
All right.
Well, that's an open item. But his father got him the job.
Okay, I don't
This
know
guy's
nothing
got
about
no
that.
talent. I'm putting open item. Open item. This guy's awful. And Aikman, you know what? Why don't you just wear a Cowboys jersey while you're calling the games? They're not even playing, and you're talking about the Cowboys.
He loves his Cowboys.
Oh, my goodness. Go work for go coach.
All right, speaking of them, though, that Cooper Rush kid, I like him.
Yeah, so are you giving Dak his job back?
If I'm the head coach?
Yeah.
Did Dak do anything to lose the job?
Yeah.
What did he do to lose the job aside from getting hurt?
He was awful week one. He was awful last year. And Cooper Rush is 4-0 in his last 4 games.
Yeah, I'd have to watch some film. I don't know much about Cooper
So
Rush.
there's a chance then.
That I don't know if he's my
4-0.
starter and he won coming out of camp, then that's my guy.
Well,
Now, if there's something else going on, I don't know. Like I didn't give this other guy enough chance.
yeah, here's what's going on.
To show his talent. That's different.
But here's what's going on. Dak is making, I don't know, 25.
Throw that aside. I mean, if I'm the
25
coach,
million and Coop's making veteran minimum.
if I'm the coach, you got to throw that stuff aside.
But you're not the coach. Mike McCarthy, who does, if he didn't have Aaron Rodgers, he would never got another coaching job.
All right.
Are you not touching that?
What do you think
of Mike? Is Mike McCarthy a good coach?
I'm not really worried
Is
about
Mike
the Cowboys.
McCarthy a good coach?
This is about the 12s,
Is
man.
Mike-
The Emerald Nation. I ain't worried about the Cowboys.
You won't no comment on
If
Mike
we
McCarthy?
see them, then I'll break them down.
All right.
That's the only
Well,
way.
I'll say it. Mike McCarthy, without Aaron Rodgers, your picture wouldn't be on the back of a milk carton.
I don't know much about them, but if we do play them, then they better keep their head on the swivel.
All right, next segment is the Monsterizer, a new segment for the October month.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, your faithful auditor, Philistine Craven, and it's about that time for the most glorifying, or sometimes horrifying, and maybe even mesmerizing. It's the Monsterizer moment of the week.
Thank you, Phyllis Steele. Appreciate that, my man. That's pretty sweet. So check this out. I mentioned earlier that the Seahawks were deferred and we got the ball at the beginning of the game. Detroit wanted to wait to the second half, so they get the ball second half. Kick it out of bounds. Kick it into the end zone, which we normally do, touchback. So they get 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, and what happens? With 14:49 seconds to go, 1 second into the half, Jared Goff drops back, throws a pass to Hawkinson on a crosser, but nah. Tariq Woolen, 5th-round draft pick out of University of Texas, San Antonio. Rookie! I've been talking about him all year. He puts the okie doke on Hawkinson. He's in the trail position. As soon as the ball's thrown, his recovery speed, which is ridiculous, he runs a 4.26 40. It's like he baited him. He basically put Goff and Hawkinson inside the Monsterizer machine, gets a 40-yard pick, and he takes it back to the what, B-Gold?
The HOUSE.
That's it, baby. Taking it to the house. Pick 6 rookie. Seahawks 31, Detroit 15. Let's go.
I'm gonna leave my response alone. So let's as we take it to the house, the HOUSE, the 479 is the place to be. Why you say? Because when we win, we bring you the big plays that go to the house. House music. Welcome to the 479, the home of the rhythm and the rhyme. We'll never bow down to the other shows. The 479 is the one that knows. Not followers. We are leaders, exceeders, sharp as cleavers. As Snap would say, don't believe the hype. Ours is the show that's a prototype. The 479 is for sure legit. Can I get a witness? We make the picks during the show, making you the money, as you know. Helping you pick your fantasy squad back in the day was Ahmad Rashad. Lynch, Largent, Target, and Moss, with them in our lineup, there was no loss. HOUSE, 479 is where we be. The deal, the booth, and the gun, sharing our knowledge, having some fun. Thanks for hanging and joining our flow week to week, another new show. Give us some background music. You want to go first, Cap, and give it to your house? We both have a house call this week, and we both got victory, so we both are entitled to one house call, dude. So let's
Can
let's
I
rock
get a
it.
witness?
You're going to get two witnesses right
Why
now.
don't you go first?
All right.
Yeah.
Give me some background music right there. All right, here's what it sounded like. Vikings trailing 22-19 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Have it first and goal from the 3-yard line. Jefferson in motion. Here's the snap. Hand off to Jefferson on the sweep. 3 yards. Untouched. To the house. Vikings take the lead. 25-22. And that's what it sounds like for the Vikings taking to the house. Cap,
Yes.
what you got for Seahawks to the house?
Check this out. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game. It's 41-38. It's not over. It's officially a shootout at this point. Had to rock off to Rashad Penny. What does he do? 41 yards later, he goes straight to the house to change the score to 48-38. And the game still ain't over.
All right.
But that was enough to get it done.
That's our taking it to the house segment. We're going to move on with the show, and we're going to go to breaking news this week. Hey, Cap,
Talk to me, brother.
the Vikings signed a veteran tight end this week. Do you know who it was?
No.
It was former tight end for the Seahawks,
Which one? We have a few of them.
Jacob Hollister.
Really? He's good.
He's on the practice squad. We'll see if he makes it.
To the roster,
To
the
the
active roster. Let's see. Wish him well.
All right, so I got the real deal rant of the week.
Let's talk about it.
So-
Or let's listen to it.
Yeah, we got.
Shake it off.
We got to get, got to get B Gold out. We got to get the real deal in. Scolders, defensive coordinator, Ed Donatel. He must go.
Now?
Not right now.
Woo.
Right now. I can't see the shell coverage anymore. He's been a total failure. Total failure to date. With this group of cornerbacks, the Vikings must have pass pressure up front. Rushing 4 is not enough. Ed, did you hear that? Rushing 4 is not working.
That means you have to have blitz packages?
Need to mix up the D line or blitz or input some better schemes. Ed is acting like Zimmer.
How long has he been there?
This first year.
I know. No patience.
When something doesn't work, stop blaming the players and the scheme. You made the scheme. For Odin's sake, build your scheme around the players' strengths and weaknesses. And that's all I got from the deal. All right.
A lot of pressure on that man. But I did the same thing to Shane Waldron last year until he got it straightened out. So hopefully your guy gets it straightened out.
All right, here's a fun segment. Outside the box with the real deal. While watching the Yankee games the other day, waiting for Aaron Judge to hit that record-setting home run, Michael Kay, the Yankees announcer, told an interesting story that was football related. Did you guys ever hear of Oswald the Rabbit?
Doesn't ring a bell to me.
Okay. He was created by Walt Disney and looks eerily similar to Mickey Mouse. This was back in 1927 he created this character. Economic problems resulted in Walt Disney losing control of the rights to Oswald after only 27 episodes.
It's probably a good thing.
It was when Walt Disney was in his early stages and he lost this character who mysteriously looked exactly like Mickey Mouse. We're going to post, we'll post that somewhere. Top Gun will take care of that. Okay? Oswald the Rabbit's last cartoon appearance was in 1952 when he was owned by somebody else. Here's where the football reference comes in. In February 2006, Disney current CEO Bob Iger initiated a trade with NBC because ABC lost Monday Night Football and it was going to NBC and John Madden went. However, Al Michaels was still under contract for another 3 years and he wanted to reunite with John Madden. Right?
Smart move.
Right. So Disney released Michaels from his contract in exchange for Oswald the Rabbit rights.
Really? That's savvy.
And they got it back to
That
Disney.
is savvy. Interesting.
I mean,
That is some savvy businessmanship right there.
right. After that, the Oswald character showed up at the parks in Florida and California on the day the trade was made.
How do you find those fun facts? Where do you get this information from?
I stumble across them, but I think it's just so cute, so cool.
This is coming from the real deal street sources.
And as of October of 2017, Oswald the Rabbit now has a service station at the Disney California Adventure.
Wow.
And has been spotted making appearances within the park.
That's some serious homework. That's digging. Well done.
All right, let's get to the week 5 previews for our teams. You want to go first, or you? No. You know what? We got to get in the tip of the cap first. I'm sorry, we got a tip of the cap. What do you got?
All right, so just really quickly, this is not even getting. This is a significant situation that's popping off in the Emerald Nation. It's been a 20-year drought before my beloved Seattle Mariners have been in the playoffs. So my tip of the cap goes to the Seattle Mariners for getting in the freaking playoffs. That's why I'm rocking the Mariners hoodie today.
Oh, exactly. I didn't even notice that.
And we're getting ready to play Detroit. I think the first game is tonight. So we'll see what pops off there. That's, it's Top Gun's home area, but.
Well, Detroit's not in the playoffs.
Michigan. Detroit, the baseball team?
Yeah, they're not in the playoffs.
Well, whoever we're playing, they better be ready. I thought it said
First Friday.
I thought this. Do you have who we have playing up in there?
No, it's not Detroit. I can tell you it's not Detroit. No, I don't think.
All right, well, whoever we're playing, they better be ready because we're coming in hot.
This isn't a baseball show, so I'm not holding you accountable.
I got to get them a tip of the cap.
I did see that.
Pass off to Scott Service, our manager, and the rest of the squad. Let's go. Get that pennant.
All right, so quick week 5 preview. Vikings are playing the Bears. They lead the series 63-57 and 2 ties. Players that play for both teams: Jared Allen, everybody knows him, up for the Hall of Fame next year. Bob Grimm, longtime Viking receiver. Alan Page, who spent most of his career with the Vikings, played his the last year or 2 with the Bears. Chester Taylor, who Top Gun is wearing his jersey tonight, so I had to mention him. And Cordarrelle Patterson, who after he put on some weight has become quite the weapon in the NFL, but holds a lot of the kick return records for the Vikings. Usually I take a quick look at some of the games over the years. I only have one this week. There was a game in 2010 in December. It was supposed to be at the Metrodome, but the snowstorm punctured the inflatable roof and caused a collapse. So the Vikings had to move the game, and the Bears end up clinching the title by beating the Vikings outside at TCF Stadium. That's really about. During that game, though, Brett Favre, who initially was ruled out of the game, suited up and started. But after a touchdown in the first quarter, he was sacked and thrown headfirst to the ground. He left the game. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, he never played again in the NFL. So for me this week, my score, Vikings win at home against the Bears, 27-17. So, Caps, let's hear your thoughts about what the Seahawks preview for week 5 and your pick.
All right, so the Seahawks play the New Orleans Saints, so I got to give a shout out to all my people in the booth.
That's a tough one for you and your family
down there, so it's going to be on and popping. I'm sure there'll be some family in the stadium there. Seahawks are 2-2, as you heard. Saints are 1-3. Lost a tough one in London to the Minnesota Vikings last week. Their quarterback will be Andy the Red Rifle Dalton, as Jameis Winston is still out.
Oh, he's out another week. Is that confirmed?
Well, as of right now, but it's a little early.
Is Kamara playing?
That I don't know. If he is
Michael Thomas,
if he is playing, both of them may go over triple digits based off last week. So I'd rather not see them. But we'll have Rashad Penny playing and DK Lockett.
Here's what I'm seeing:
DK Metcalf.
This success of your team for this season.
Mm-hmm.
We beat the Lions to a pulp, so you had an easy victory, though it wasn't easy. Now we just beat the Saints to a pulp. Are you playing? We're playing the Bears this week. Are you playing the Bears next week? Are we just setting you guys up for easy victories?
You definitely didn't beat the Saints to a pulp.
We beat them to a pulp.
You barely got out of there with a victory.
No, look, check the record tomorrow in the paper. We got to win. They got a loss.
Like Buford T. Justice's car and Smokey and the Bandit after that game.
Just because that
thing was still working.
Because we didn't complete drives. We dominated. Dominated.
They almost beat y'all with that
kick.
A 60-yard kick.
Dominated.
61 at the end. That was a fun game.
Complete domination.
Okay. Who do you guys play this week? You ready?
We play the Bears. Are you playing them next week?
Are you guys ready? No, they better hope not.
All right, so what do you got for your preview and your score?
Well, like I said, we're 2-2. They're 1-3. They won the last 3 contests in a row, I think, by a total of 14 points. It's going to hopefully be competitive. Don't know really what to expect. I don't know if our defense is going to be located prior to the game. I hope so. It's a loud environment down there, and it's not easy to play in New Orleans, regardless of who the quarterback is. So we'll show up. All of our horses are healthy. I haven't heard any ridiculous injury reports. And, Geno's going to hopefully do what he does. They got to keep him clean, though. The problem with Geno is when he starts getting hit, it can mess up the offense and his timing. So we got to keep protecting him with our 2 rookies in the interior line. And everybody's got to do their job. They just need the defense to show up. But I'm picking the Seattle Seahawks to get the W. As usual.
Are we in the 50-point range this week? 40? What are we in?
No,
30, 30s?
31 to 26. 23.
31. The Saints are only going to get 23 points against your defense? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. They're going to fix some more stuff this week, hopefully.
All right,
They kind of have to. Guys will get fired shortly.
Before we get to the rest of the picks, let's review last week's picks between me and you. I was 13-3.
Yeah, I took some hits last.
You were 9-7. So the yearly totals, I'm at 40, 23-1, and you're 35, 28-1. So I got a 5-game lead. Last year you beat me, so this is my redemption tour.
Yeah, you're rocking and rolling.
And
now.
right now I got a 5-game lead, which is not insurmountable. But all right, so let's get to the picks for the week.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed and comes the real deal, he's got a real feel for NFL skills. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and who's gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Pick the picks. Battle tested.
Boom! Let's get to the predictions. All right, Thursday game, Indianapolis at Denver. Colts owner Jim Irsay is about to blow his lid, and it will happen after this loss. Denver, 24-20.
Denver 31, Indy 10.
Wow, so he's going to be madder than after what I'm saying. Now let's get to the Sunday 9:30 game. Overseas, Giants at Green Bay. Green Bay is getting the young receivers better, and I got Green Bay 27-20.
Green Bay's going to win that game over there, 24-14.
Okay, Pittsburgh at... Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. I was going to say New York needs to get a QB.
Oh, no, the guys, the kids... Oh, yeah, everybody's hurt. All right, Pittsburgh, the 1 o'clock games. Pittsburgh's at Buffalo. Buffalo sends the Steelers to their 4th loss, 31-17.
40 burger coming. It's in Buffalo. They are mad as a hornet. Buffalo 40, Pittsburgh 20.
Okay, let's get to the Chargers at the Browns. Chargers bolt past the Browns on the road, 30-20.
Yeah, I got the Chargers a little bit lower score, but Chargers are going to get... No, you know what? No, I got Cleveland winning that game.
You got Cleveland,
I'm going to go down again. 24-21.
Cleveland, all right.
Yep, going with Cleveland.
Houston at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is much improved this season and win at home, 24-20.
Jacksonville will get a W there. It's going to be 17-10.
Okay, I already picked the Vikings game, 27-17 against the Bears at home.
I didn't pick that game yet.
You did not?
Minnesota 31. And Chicago 20. I'm not even sure they're going to get 20, to be honest with you.
All right. Detroit at New England. Not sure who's playing QB for the Patriots, but the Lions defense is awful. And not sure if their playmakers Swift and St. Brown will be back this week. New England 20-19.
I have New England winning 24 at home to 10 for Detroit. It's going to be a totally different game for them.
All right, Seattle at New Orleans. You already picked Seattle like you always do. Not sure how healthy the Saints will be, but they did not quit last week. I got the Saints winning at home 27-23.
All right, good. It's twice in a row. 12s. Pay attention.
I got to call it as I see it. I'm up by 5, so obviously I'm doing a good job.
You got plenty of room to rock and roll.
Miami at the Jets. No Tua this week, and Wilson looked really good. Not my Wilson, but the QB of the Jets, Wilson looked good. I got the Jets 23-20.
I got the Jets winning 24-17 over Miami.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Falcons have been surprising this year, but I don't see them winning here. Tampa Bay 24-20.
Tampa Bay 30, Atlanta 24 on my side.
All right, Tennessee at Washington. Titans are starting to put it together, and Wentz is not the answer. I got Titans 28-20.
I got Tennessee getting it done. They're looking really good right now, and the big beast is rolling. King Henry, 27 for Tennessee, 14 for Washington.
All right, 49ers at Carolina. This is the first 4 o'clock game. 49ers up their Monday night win. Keep it rolling on the road, 27-17.
San Fran is going to blow Carolina out, 38-10.
38-10. All right, Philly at Arizona. This will be a close game, and I actually see the Cardinals sending Philly home with a loss, 27-26.
I got Arizona holding down the NFC West, winning at home 27-24.
All right, so we're both giving the Eagles their first loss. Dallas at the Rams. Rams bounced back from Monday night and beat the Cowboys at home 30-20.
I'm going to see if I can pick up a game on you there. And I'm going to go with Dallas 27-24.
24. Okay, Cincinnati at Baltimore. This is my game of the week, 8 o'clock, 8:30 on Sunday night. Game of the week, Ravens hold on 31-30. Going to be this is the game of the week.
I'm going with the Ravens 28-27. That should be a really, really good game.
28-27. Okay, that finishes up our picks. Let's get
Did
to
you do the Monday night game?
I do. What is the Monday night game? Do I have that?
The Raiders in Kansas City?
Oh, I don't have that. Oh, I do not. At Las Vegas, you can just leave the music on. Mike, we'll get that one. All right. Las Vegas at KC. I did not have that on there. I'm going to have to make this up on the fly here. I'm going to take KC all day. 34-24.
I got Kansas City winning 28-17.
Cap.
They look like they are
28-17.
about to go to another level.
The real deal. Okay. Man, almost missed that one. One last game.
I got you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's get to the fantasy football segment.
It's time for fantasy football talk to see which teams can walk the walk. Each week, new matchups take place. All teams gunning for first place. Set your lineups, hope for the best. Your team might be good, but mine's the best. Make trades along the way. Ain't gonna help you, you might wanna pray. To be the best, you gotta beat the deal. Lots of luck, cause my team's for real. Let's get to the segment, start the chat. Hey, Book, what you say about that?
It's Captain Book, and I'm running on the field like a wild one. Dropping fantasy strategy second to none. I'm casting spells like a mad magician. I make so many damn moves, just like a mathematician. Without my fantasy logic, you'll just be hoping and wishing. And if you don't pay attention, your team will need a mortician. So check out Captain Book and how I laid out my roster. I'm so dialed in, could never be an imposter. With this fantasy ball, this segment's for y'all. So get in the game and join the fantasy brawl. It's Captain Book and Beast Gold, so avoid the wreck. For your fantasy success, put our knowledge on deck. It's the fantasy segment. Get in.
All right, let's just bring that down a little bit. All right, maybe up a little bit. Fantasy football segment. The real deal gets back in the win column, defeating Connecticut Wagon Circles 107-84. Next up is a matchup against Top Gun's team, Connecticut El Grabador. The real deal also this week acquired QB Josh Allen and running back Kenyon Drake from Emerald Nation Monsterizers. Thank you, Cap. In exchange for wide receiver Jamar Chase, running back A.J. Dillon, and Geno Smith.
Welcome home, Geno.
Yeah. Allen will move right into the starting lineup, and I'll talk more about your addition on your recap.
Roger
Cap's
that.
team, the Emerald Nation Monsterizers, fell short against Smells Was Cooking 118-104. who now stand at 4-0. The
Yeah,
smells
they're
what's
balling.
going
I
on.
see you out there, Nick. I see you.
The Emerald Nation Monsters are now 2-2 and got just what they need. A matchup against the 0-4 Ohio Bone Crushers.
Watch out, Ohio.
New addition wide receiver Jamar Chase provides much needed help to the wide receiver room, and combining with Tyreek Hill could form one of the best duos in the Mighty Heroes League. I think it was a pretty fair trade.
It was a darn good trade.
All right.
Very exciting.
Top Guns team, El Grabador, was outgunned by the New Haven Naturals, 137-91, who stayed undefeated at 4-0. And when you hear the exit, for this segment, you'll learn more about the New Haven Naturals. Connecticut G Hockey stunned
They did.
Seattle Socrates with
They
Deebo
did.
Samuel going off for 24 points on Monday night to win 129-127. Connecticut G Hockey improves to 3-1, and they are a force to be reckoned with.
G Hockey's he's serious about it.
JJ Game Hunters shocked.
That was
shocked.
crazy.
The Crimson
Yeah.
Knights 136-132 securing their first win. Their defense, the 49ers, scored 22 points on Monday night.
Unheard of.
Unbelievable. Congratulations to them for their first win.
Knights
Oh,
took the
wait.
first L.
Breaking news just in. The Real Deal has pulled off another trade. Connecticut Wagon Circlers are sending running back Najee Harris to the Real Deal for QB Dak Prescott, QB Aaron Rodgers, and running back Khalil Herbert.
Wow.
We'll see how this shakes out.
That's kind of groundbreaking right there.
All right, that concludes the fantasy football segment. Mighty Heroes, fantasy football.
Love that beat.
It's B Gold, back on the mic, dropping lyrics I know you'll like. The league is now on alert. The Real Deal is bringing the hurt. New challengers every season. Why worry? There is no reason. Teams might win some games. At the end of the day, I forget their names. A new season and more pretenders. New Haven Natural is the lead offender. Like all the others who come to town, this dude is just another clown. Over the years, I put to rest any questions that I'm the best.
Cap will have a response.
No doubt.
It's coming up. We're molding the fantasy football segment. So as we prepare for our closing, let's get to it's the podcast.
It's the podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Normally I'm bound on the wheels of steel, but the time has come to drop the field. B Gold is a name that I spin under, but the real deal's a guy who brings the thunder. Back in the day, it was 5 minutes of funk. The deal's on the mic, he ain't no punk. It's cool when I see you break to the beat. As Eric Beek stated, don't sweat the technique. My lyrics will stand the test of time. Working the crowd with my rhyme. Now it's time to get to the show. Bringing the info so you know it's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. If you want history, check 1 and 2. All the episodes have something new. From the front to the back or the bottom to the top. The episodes deliver from the knowledge we drop. The cap is the rhyme and I am the rhythm. Like the defense, we are gonna hit them. With the fun facts and the skull jam. The Real Deal will continue to rant. Cap brings Hawks news to the show. Never losing sight, keeping the flow. The blue and the emerald green. Cap will tell you who's on the scene. Delivering hits on game day. The bam bam moment for today. It's the podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Another episode is in the books. Keeping it real with the hooks. Tune in again later next week to hear more from the streets. Bringing the news for our teams. Nothing's off limit, so it seems. Thanks for hanging, checking us out. We'll be back, there is no doubt.
All right, Soldiers 12s and all you football fanatics, thanks for tuning in to the podcast today for our Week 4 recap and our Week 5 preview. Tell your friends, families, and coworkers about the show. We're seeing some action on there with some comments and likes and all that stuff. We got to continue that. Have them tune in, subscribe, and follow the show. Week 5 is upon us, and a game at home versus the Bears on the slate. The Vikings need to stay aggressive in their approach to keep the momentum going. Next episode will be the Week 5 recap for our teams. Keep on keeping on, Cap, as you always do. Bring us home.
As with all things, expect the unexpected with this sport and our podcast. We love this thing called football, don't we, Be Gold?
We love it.
Ups and downs,
it's fun.
Twists and turns, curves and straightaways, just like a good movie plot. We're 25.25% through the season, and we're just getting started. So let's enjoy it. Soldiers, you are modern day cardiac kids, honestly, and it's been so much fun to watch. To the 12s, hey, let's enjoy this as we head to the New Orleans area, get some gumbo, hot cup of coffee with some Café du Monde, and get a win in the Crescent City. So go Hawks, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.